Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. First things first, right? Well, Happy New Year, and I hope you're gonna have a perfect year this year, or at least better than the 2022. What can I say? Keep your heads up. Be yourselves, be productive members of the society. Take care of your loved ones and stay safe and healthy. I'm trying to bring or start the year with a positive article, and to a certain extent it ends, I think, in a positive note, even though the title of this article starts in a negative note. So that's always good when bad things end up good. Let's put it this way. So this article comes from the Ukrainska Pravda, so an Ukrainian media outlet, and this is the title. Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, suffers from chronic pain and was being treated for cancer at time of invasion. Danish intelligence report. Okay, now, I don't know if he's sick or not. I can't tell. I mean, I look at his behavior, like his appearance. He doesn't seem sick to me, but hey, I don't know what's going on inside. But I know that what's going on inside is seen outside. So in this case, I don't know about that one, but I will see what kind of evidence they provide. Now, that's the first thing. The second one, this is the Danish intelligence. I would ask Danish intelligence to tell me, so what happened with Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2? Hello. So, remember, Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines were hit by we don't know who, because you, Danish intelligence, conduct an investigation, whomever the authorities over there are, and you're not going to come out with the outcome of the investigation. I wonder why. It's been more than 2 months and you need to find out 2 big holes, getting communication, and you know what I mean, surveillance, and what else you need to do. I mean, we're not idiots. We kind of know the extent of how much information you need to gather it and how can you gather it. All this could have been done probably in a week. I'm not talking about one person working on that. Let's say about 50. A week would have been done. A month, well, it's 2 months, 3 months now. So yes, Danish intelligence, you have no credibility to start with, okay? Now, the Danish Military Intelligence Service, FE, believes. You know what believe is? Check the dictionary. It's not an assessment. Assessment is a different term and meaning than believes. That Russian President Vladimir Putin is not suffering from a terminal illness, but is experiencing severe chronic pain after several falls and accidents, and this may over time affect his staying power. So he's suffering from a terminal illness. He's not suffering from a terminal illness, but is experiencing severe chronic pains after several falls and accidents. So he fell and had some accidents, and that's why he has chronic pain now. That's what I get out of this. But he's experiencing severe chronic pain after several falls and accidents. All right, so he fell, poor guy, he's so frail, and he hit his, pinky. Now, a Danish intelligence officer under the name of Joachim, in an interview with Berlingske, details. In its 2021 annual report, the FE said Putin was likely to remain Russia's leader after next presidential election in 2024. However, in its report for 2022, it changed this forecast to a less certain one, that Putin is likely to remain in power for the next 5 years. Is it because of age, maybe? Anyway, and it says, I'm quoting here, but our biggest uncertainty concerns his health or someone removing him because of his failing health, the intelligence official said. Right, let's see what kind of evidence you bring. And now is the big evidence right here. FE does not believe that Putin is suffering from a terminal illness, but rather is in severe chronic pain after several falls, and accidents. And what's that? Anyway, and I'm quoting. That's why. So now he tells us the body language that made these guys, tell us what's going on. That's why he tends to sit and grab things tightly. It's to ease the pain, the official noted. Is this a securities intelligence? Okay, I'm gonna. So his argument is he might have fall or whatever accidents he had. That's why he holds the table and he sits down. All right, so if he stands up, what would you say? And what should be the proportion between sitting down and standing? And this, I will tell you about this with the holding the table. Now, it says the publication notes that various media previously reported that Putin was suffering from the effects of a fall from a horse in the 2000s. Later, it was reported that he had also been injured during judo and hockey clashes over the past few years. I don't even have to discuss that. I mean, I don't know, man. If this guy, okay, in the 2000s, if he fell in the 2000s, he was like 50 something, right? Now he's 70. So in the 2000s, let's say 2005, right? So he was 55. Let's say he fell from a horse. Fell from a horse. Did he get paralyzed like wasn't ever Reeves, whatever his name is? I can't remember, the Superman actor, Christopher Reeves. Remember that guy? No, he didn't get paralyzed. Now this guy, Putin, has access to the best healthcare that possibly anyone can have. Correct? Correct. So that pain, I don't know what the hell this guy are talking about. But anyway, that's one with the accidents. I don't think that's, I mean, I don't know if he fell or not, but I don't think that he's so tarded and, those guys could not solve the problem. And yeah, he fell. I didn't hear it at that time, but I hear it now. Do you think that this would have happened? Do you think that if they knew then that he fell, we wouldn't have heard about it? Everybody was like, shush, we don't talk about Putin. So it's another bullshit. And now it says the background provides us with information that they consider done deal. Let's say, I'm going to read them to you and you're going to realize that they make these statements as if they are realities. But if you read the articles, you're going to find unnamed source or someone who saw Putin 20 years ago or someone who was told by someone from Putin's circle. So all uncertainties. But here there will be probably, I didn't read it, probably will be exposed as reality and facts. Let's see. In April, investigative journalists reported that Russian President Vladimir Putin was accompanied on trips by 10 doctors, including oncologist Evgeny Selivanov, who dealt with thyroid problems. All right, that's not nothing. Let's move on. I mean, do you think Biden doesn't travel with a team of doctors? Any kind of doctor for any kind of intervention. Yeah, that's stupid. But anyway, let's move on. At the beginning of May, British tabloids The Sun wrote that 69-year-old Putin was being prepared for surgery and allegedly, well, it's allegedly, I don't give a fuck, because I can say allegedly I saw Adolf walking around here. It's allegedly. I alleged that. It's something who said something. Okay, all right. Any evidence? No, then bye. Okay, let's move on. Was being prepared for surgery. Okay, maybe he had surgery. And allegedly, during the operative intervention and rehabilitation, Putin will hand over his power to Secretary Nikolai Patrushev. He didn't hand over anything. So again, the Sun wrote, okay, you're again off. Head of Ukraine's military intelligence. Okay, that's not to be trusted because he's the enemy. So he said that he's like Adolf, he's this and that. Remember, these guys are trying to prove that Hitler, Putin has a he's in a relationship with a former gymnast or something. Even if that's true, so what's your point? I mean, is that a basic need or something? No. So no, no. So he can't have any human interaction in that kind, right? It's not as stupid. Oh, and they never placed a picture aside from the one in the Kremlin with them when he gives her a, I don't know what kind of honor. He honors her with a, I don't know what, a medal or something. There's nothing, see them anywhere, driving together, walking together, and to be so impossible to be videotaped or photographed by intelligence services and others, that tells me either these guys don't have the evidence, which I think is the most probable thing, you know, or I don't know, he's so good, something like this. I don't believe that either, but anyway. So we have Kirilo Budanov, the head of military intelligence, said that Vladimir Putin is seriously ill with cancer and a coup may take place in Russia. Budanov later said that Putin could live for a few more years despite serious illnesses including cancer. All right, he just says things. Former British spy Christopher Steele. Oh no, this guy again. Where is that? How do you call it? Russia collusion thing dossier. Also reported on Putin's illness. All these are zero. All right. If I would be a let's say an intelligence officer, all this I would be okay. Give me some information. This is bullshit. Someone said something, and not even, based, or you always need at least not 3 sources, but someone who's close. It's not only that you have to verify the information at least with 3 sources, different sources, but it's also a, how do you call it, a level of the accuracy. For instance, if let's say someone comes and say from a different town that you did something somewhere, it's someone from a different town. Now, if one of your relatives that you live with reports that you did something, well, that's closer to the source, more likely. Now if you take some documentation from your medical records where it states that you have this, that's, you know what I mean, that's even better. So it's closer, it's more valuable, obviously, the information. Now let's go with holding hand, holding the table. I watched Putin many times on his interviews with foreign media, with Russian media, with whomever. And even when he sits with other leaders at the table, that's before 2021, 2020, along his history since I've been watching, I don't know how long, I would say tens of years, or maybe more than 10 years, that's for sure. So all this time, I tend to see that when he sits down and he lays back, he holds this on the table like this. Now, I don't know if that's for pain or because he's stressed. I don't know why he's doing that. Now, another thing that I would like you to pay attention, when you see him in interviews, when he sits down, he holds the left hand most of the time right here. So he sits down and he holds it like this. Because I'm looking a lot. I mean, for me, body language obviously is the 80% of whatever communicates, at least the communication between 2 persons, between 60 and 80. Anyway, so he's doing that, as I said, left hand usually, but I don't know, sometimes right hand. So look at his videos and you're going to see him a lot holding something. Now, that is in a body language and in psychology, you use that for various reasons. You have to correlate it with something else to say, oh yeah, that's because this and that. I don't know why he's doing that. Usually when you have this is the basic information or explanation of that is when you have an uncomfortable, stressful situation, you tend to hold on something like you need help. That's what is one of the meanings of grabbing. Now, if Putin would have this as a, hey, Putin, if you're in pain, hold that tight, or I hold it out. Do you think that this, I hold it tight, do you think these guys would not crop it, edit it? I mean, look what I'm doing here, okay? Do you think there's maybe a reason why, for instance, I don't show you more over there? Or you don't know what kind of pants or any I wear? Yeah, everything is counted. Why do I show you just half of that globe? Why don't I just push it like this? Why do I want it to be there? I mean, and I'm just a regular guy, okay? And I think of details. You don't see anything here, you know? You don't see this here, for instance. Okay, you don't see if I have a gun here. You don't see if I have a whatever, a dildo. You don't see it. And many other things. Why? Because I want to portray a certain kind of, you know, visual experience. The same with the lights. You want to do it half. Why do you do that? Why do I do it straight? If I would get the camera up, my nose is going to look long. My face is going to be like this. And if I put it from down up, I'm going to be like fat as a bird like that. It's going to look like that's how you look. So all these things have to be taken into consideration. And I'm just a guy, you know what I mean? I mean, with my knowledge and all that, common sense. But those guys have experts. So don't you think that they would put something in front of his hand if he's going to hold that, and the angles will be taken from somewhere from here up only? And if they want to, you know, they don't even care about it. Why? Because they don't see it as being something threatening. They don't see this, oh my God, he's holding the table again. No, they don't do that. Why? Because for them it's a non-issue. They don't have to hide it. Now, if they will start hiding it now based on these weasels, then you say, see, they're trying to hide it. They don't even try to hide it. That means, let them talk. That's exactly what happens. So the good news is that I don't think that Putin is in a bad shape. I saw him walking many times in the past year on a television, and I don't think he had any problems walking with his KGB walk. Remember his KGB walk with his right hand immobile like this? You know, when you walk, his right hand is always like this. Why? Because that's a KGB training. But anyway, for the pistol, for your arm, for your weapon that you have, so your hand is not far away from where you want to use it. If something happens, let's say you're here and something happens, you have to bring it back to get your pistol or wherever you have it. And you know, but here it's always this works. Something happens, this is already ready. So that's the other reason with that walk for him. If you look, what's his name? Medvedev does the same thing, I think, and he was a KGB too, if I remember correctly. I was an agent at one point. So that's a training. Anyway, among others. But you have to know these things. And many other things. Putin, if you look at his body language, it's a lot of training over there. But, well, how do you know that? I don't know. There's many ways to know it. So, Putin is good and okay, an old dude. And he probably has his own pains and health problems. I didn't see any motor issues with him, walking still up. So anyway, and these guys are, none of them are trustworthy, including the Danish intelligence dude who believes. Well, okay. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.